So, you've seen a lot of changes over the years. What what do you think is the greatest invention or new technology that you've witnessed in your lifetime?
I guess, in my view, it would have to be medical. What they're able to do today is beyond anything that one would have even imagined, even 10 years ago. It's incredible what they're able, what we're able to accomplish through the use of and employment of medical science. It's just, it boggles my mind. I'm from a family of early dyers, and in each case, I had lost my grandfather I never met to the flu. And I lost my other grandfather that I did fortunately know. But he had a lung disease like I've got. But they couldn't do anything to help him. He was on oxygen for the last year or two of his life and died of emphysema. But he was a 65-year-old man. My father was 72. All of his brothers had preceded him in death. It's amazing to me how our lives have been extended through medical science. Having just come through an experience just a week or so ago where they had to run a tube down into my lung sac and actually wash the lung. I'd never heard of such a thing, but they were able to wash it, and then they sucked all that stuff out, so that they could analyze what was there. That was what was worrying them, and it's just things like that people, only a few years ago it would have been a hopeless circumstance for them, and today there's ways to treat and to bring them back. I find that really miraculous, especially when you hear President or people like Hillary Nielsen talk about the human body and how it is constructed in such a way as to be able to heal itself under certain circumstances. It's just amazing to me, and I regret the loss of those that left early in my life. I never got a chance to meet and know. So, but they're keeping me alive, and that's good. I guess it's good for me.
Myrna?
Well, when I was young and the TV actually came into being, that was amazing. My mom and dad bought one of the first TVs, and my grandparents would all come and sit and watch the wrestles, and which were usually fake, but but then to see how things have progressed so much, the computers are so much needed now, and we're grateful for our computers, and to be able to pull up such wonderful things as all of our genealogical records and do research, and we're just thankful that we live in this age to have all how do I say that?
Like you did.
Okay, to have all of these good things. But we worry about our grandchildren because they're so into all these little games and these little iPod things that's beginning to be all they want to do in life. So we hope that they will progress to a point where they can continue to learn and grow and communicate with people without having those in their hands all the time. That's our take on it. But
We heard tell recently, Sean, that the new missionaries, especially the young ones that are coming in, are having difficulties at the MTC because they can't communicate. They've got to have they can only communicate through texting. they can't carry on a conversation that, you know, that really makes a lot of sense. So we worry about it. Our grandchildren, some of them that live close, are, you know, they're just hooked. But
Yeah.
What important historical events stick out in your memory, and where were you when they occurred?
well, I remember when John F. Kennedy was shot. I was working at United Technology Center in Sunnyvale, California. And it was a dark day. I don't sympathetically relate a lot to philosophies of politicizing things, but I remember the shock of hearing that he had been killed down in Dallas, and it just blew me away. And I wondered at the time, you know, because he had been successful as president. And I just wondered, where are we going? You know, that someone would think so small and so selfishly as to try to take another person's life who was in a position to protect them. It was insane. I remember how badly I felt. I don't remember, you know, that I know they came on the PA system to tell us that it happened, and they asked for some time, a minute or two, where people would just stop and meditate. And I thought that was a decent thing for the people to do at that workplace, because we were very busy, but they all honored that, at least in our departments that I was familiar with. So that was a terrible experience, one that I remember well. And we remember when the airplanes hit the towers. We were serving in Salt Lake on a mission at the time, and we were kind of huddled around a TV there as they showed
All day.
the building go down and whatnot. That was a terrible day too.
I remember the day that the astronauts landed on the moon, and I remember we were downstairs watching the TV, and I believe Marcy was a baby, and just how amazing that was that could actually happen. That was a historical event.
It sure was.